It really is all about understanding where your money is going. Chris Lee TV is not only a truck driver, he's a CDL coach and has created the financial planner to help truckers keep more money in their pockets.
I made like $100,000 the first time I leased, but I didn't have much money at the end of the year and I didn't know where it all went. So I had to kind of figure out like what could I use to help me learn how to track my finances in the trucking industry.
Chris quickly began to find a way to track where and how his money was being spent. And that's why he created the financial planner for truckers. Chris is also an online CDL life coach and is creating a course on Trucking 101, everything you need to know about financial literacy for truckers.
But I didn't see like really anything for like the regular CDL driver that would help track your finances out there on the road with your eating and just daily things that you go through. So that was one part of the financial planner that I added. There are other parts that kind of go into like your weekly goals, trip planning. Just as you can see, I have like a trip plan sheet, daily expenses. In the front, there's time zones because we deal with a lot of time zones. And this is actually the second edition. So there were things that I added because there are a lot of important dates that come with trucking. Your CDL expires, your DOT medical card expires. These are things that impact your livelihood. So I wanted to make like an all around like just tool for truckers that we could use to help us, track our finances.
Like the financial officer at any company, you have to be aware of rising costs, especially without increases in revenue. Trying to reduce costs, let alone make sense of them, can be a complicated task. This financial planner will help you understand the basic principles of operating costs and can save you thousands of dollars a year. And Chris agrees that keeping track of all costs and shares of revenue can be helpful in seeing whether any part of your operation is abnormal compared to other operators. This is useful not just for cost cutting, but also for making the best business decisions.
So using that money to kind of put it into like a retirement account or stocks or whatever investment, life insurance, I wanted to kind of open that conversation up for the trucking industry and truck drivers so that we could think about like helping your future self out in a way, right? So that's kind of what prompted me to make this planner.
Are there a lot of people out there talking about, what 401ks are, life insurance, all of that sort of thing in the trucking industry?
No, there were there's like a couple people that used to talk about it, but it's never been like a huge conversation. As far as like financial literacy in trucking, there are a lot of things that aren't like big on the table. Truckers' mental health. People don't understand like we're out here on the road. And we're isolated and we don't really come into contact with a whole lot of people. So whatever issues you had coming into the industry, they only manifest more and it's harder to break different types of habits. So that was another reason I created the planner. I've had fleet owners buy the planner for their drivers to kind of show them like, hey, I do care about like what you have going on. And the drivers were actually very excited about getting them. I got some good feedback on them. So I was able to use that and then help tie it into me coming out with the second edition.
Factoring companies offer huge advantages when it comes to making sure you're paid right away when you drop off your load.
I think it's great for truck drivers as owner-operators because they're able to get their money in a quicker way than having to wait. Say if they didn't have a factoring company, then they have to go through a lot more things as far as like paperwork and stuff like that. I know factoring companies, like they help you with, filing paperwork. They help you get your money a lot earlier. And to me, it sounds like a huge benefit because out here, you never know what's going to happen. Like the situation I'm in right now, I dropped the load off and say it was a factor load and I got paid for it already. Then I wouldn't have to wait for anything. I'd have the money now and I'd be able to be more flexible. And really trucking, it's all about being flexible. It's all about capital. If you don't have the capital, then it's hard to really do anything out here.